Today we continue with the laws that didn't get much attention series. Have you ever walked into a property and thought, this looks nothing like the pictures? Well, California has done something about that. I'm Realtor Pat Capowicz, SiliconValleyBroker.com and consumer protection advocate. Years ago here in Northern California, we had a serial litigant going around checking out properties and comparing it to the advertising. And if a power pole was removed by Photoshop, or the towering two-story home behind the property or next to the property was removed by the way of Photoshop, the serial litigant would file suit. When one is receiving a legal notice of action, typically we have to hire a real estate attorney to defend oneself. I wasn't close enough to those claims to know if home sellers were included in the lawsuits or if it was just the real estate agent and their agency. I don't know the end story here, but we could fast forward to 2026 with AI, and there's a law here in California to prohibit deceiving advertising by way of photograph. Assembly Bill 723 prohibits the use of AI to remove the telephone pole in the backyard or the two-story home overlooking the backyard. So the reality is anyone using AI can remove a telephone pole or towering two-story home overlooking the property. That's always been deemed unethical. January 1st, 2026, Assembly Bill 723 established two requirements. Requirement 1. Any digitally altered image must be clearly identified and disclosed. The law requires clear labeling that the image has been altered, either on the image or adjacent to it. Requirement number 2. The original image must be available to you in the same advertising. You, the consumer, must see the room, what it was like before the digital staging. Artistic renderings. What a vacant piece of property would look like once the home is built and landscaped, label it. Adding or removing any elements such as furniture, two-story homes overlooking the backyard, power poles, landscaping, adding or removing a swimming pool, label it. The principle is pretty straightforward. Any of the images as to what the home buyer will actually see when they visit the property, disclose it. In a real-world situation, we have the state law, but we also have the multiple listing service. That is the business of dispersing these property listings with their images. There are dozens of multiple listing services servicing the real estate community in California. Be sure to check with their rules and regulations and their compliance. Now, what the law does not require is disclosure for photographic enhancements, for instance, lighting, cropping, color enhancement. There's no need to disclose that. As a consumer protection advocate for the home buyer, we want to make sure that when you take the time to travel to a property to view it in person, there are no surprises. For home sellers, this might seem like extra work, but all disclosures protect you, the property seller. For a home seller, you want people that are interested in the property, who popped in their car, drove across town to look at your property, knowing full well what they will see when they arrive. It's my experience that transparency for a home seller enhances value in more ways than one. Virtual staging, I've been a big fan for years. However, I have been disclosing it the last year or two. Listing agents, the seller's agent, it's a good idea to check with your multiple listing service. Laws that didn't get much attention. AB 723 became effective January 1st, 2026. I'm Realtor Pat Capowicz, SiliconValleyBroker.com, a consumer protection advocate. If you found this useful, share with someone thinking of making a move in California as a property seller or perhaps a home buyer. Check the show notes below for more details. In the meantime, take care and stay informed.